All right, 8:37. It is Turnout Tuesday, and this morning we are talking all about polls. How do they work? Can you trust them? Tim Malloy is a polling analyst at the Quinnipiac University Poll, and he is our special guest this morning. Good morning, my friend.
Nice to be here. They do work, and you can trust us. Let's start with that.
Right off the bat, he says that, well, it's good to have you. Part of our mission here in covering politics at Fox 61 is to really simplify things that sometimes can feel complicated. So for someone who's watching at home, walk us through how a poll works and how you find your sample.
All right, let me do the 1-minute version. We get about 150 people with scripts that we've written, call tens of thousands of people from a polling station kind of hermetically sealed on the Quinnipiac campus. They get probably 1 in 7 person goes along with a whole poll. The names are picked by a computer we call cell phones. And in the end, the answers are thrown back into a computer, and we get percentages and information on demographics, and it becomes a news release. And I'm the guy that goes on TV or radio along with my colleague, Mary Snow, and sort of tells Americans and the press and therefore Americans, what other Americans are thinking about issues. And that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's a 4-day process, sometimes 5. We try to get more than 1,000 full samples. That's sort of a perfect soup where you get accuracy. And if that doesn't sound too complicated, that's pretty much how we do it.
All right, and Tim, it's hard to either read or listen to poll results without hearing an anchor or an article talk about a margin of error. It's kind of a buzz term in all of this. Explain what that means and why it's important that we share that information.
It's polling is not perfect. Are people telling you the truth? Are they misinterpreting some of the questions? So the answer to the question, and it's a good one, is when we say margin of error, like 3 points one way or the other, it means that if we say somebody's got 53% and somebody else has got 50, that's too close to call. So it's within 3 points. It's sort of, you determine. It's not perfect, the number, but it's close. So that it basically gives pollsters leeway to take into account human nature. Is that clear enough? In other words, we don't know exactly what the number is, but we figure it's close to 3 points or 2.5 points. It's just a little leeway on what the polling result is.
And that goes to my next point when it comes to common misunderstandings about a poll. Is that one of them, that folks may think that it's a perfect science?
They may, and it's not. And we're the first ones to say it. We're all human beings. Human beings, we write the questions. Human beings answer the questions. It has to be built in, the human factor. Not everything is perfect.
And talk to that person at home kind of off that point, somebody who says, I don't trust polls, I don't follow polls, a politician who says, I don't pay attention, which I tend to doubt. If you know politicians, I suspect a lot of them are looking at them. But what do you say to skeptics?
Well, I mean, politicians hate the polls when they don't say good things about them and love the polls when they do. They're in the advertisements or they're not. I'm a former journalist, 30 years. Mary Snow worked for CNN. I worked in TV news everywhere. Many of the polling staff were journalists, and we were taught to hit it down the middle. The last thing we want to do is fabricate something. I mean, that's not the point here. We don't have political agendas. We don't talk politics. We just try to hit the ball down the middle. So as far as, are we agenda-driven? No. Is polling perfect? No. But we're doing the best we can to kind of give you an accurate picture of what other Americans are thinking about the big issues. We follow the issues and we ask the questions of the issues we think are important and you need to know about.
All right, and only about 15 seconds left, but the news of the day, what should we look for next? What's coming out next?
We got a New York State poll coming out today, which is really interesting because it's a very hot governor's race. It's kind of close. And then, of course, the national poll's coming out because we've got the midterms are just hugely important. Probably got record turnout. And there's 7 or 8 states that could tip the Senate one way or the other. I mean, this is a really interesting time to be doing this.
We will be watching it all. I know it's an incredibly busy time of year for you. We appreciate your insight this morning. Make it a great day.
A pleasure. Good questions. Talk to you anytime.
All right. Thank you, my friend. A reminder for you, the Fox 61 News app, your place for all the information you need with Election Day right around the corner. And scan this QR code, which will take you to a survey we've put together. That survey helping us know what you want to know more about as we head to Election Day. We want to hear from you again. So please scan the QR code and keep it right here. Fox 61, the only station, all local, all morning long. We have you covered, unlike any station in Connecticut. Tim